264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Will it happen by the end of the year or by 3 years from now? I just don't know. This is, no one's ever seen this kind of fiscal and monetary stimulus. And so, we'll be writing books about this for 100 years.
That's right. Nobody's seen this kind of stimulus. This is nuts. This is crazy. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. My name is Phil Grandy. This is where you get the truth. You don't get the truth tuning into the fake Business News Network. No, their job is to make you feel good. The last thing they want you to do is sell a stock short. They just want you to buy. In fact, we're going to take a look at one of the stocks. If you remember, Kramer gave one of his people a stock, told him to buy it, did poorly, and I said, okay, follow me instead, and I'll tell you where we're going to buy that stock, and I'll give you an up-to-date how well we did with the stock using our pro color-coded chart that gives us the buy signals and sell signals compared to what happened with Kramer's client. Unbelievable. But let's get back to what's going on. He's right. Nobody's ever seen this kind of stimulus. And what is stimulus? It's a support system. When I hear about all this growth, the growth is fake. Stimulus, if you say, this is stimulus, everybody knows what stimulus is. If your economy is on stimulus, you need stimulus to support your economy. That means your economy's in deep, deep trouble. But see, nobody believes that because they see the stock market going up. There lies the problem. And the amount of money that's being printed every day is incredible for one reason only. To create inflation on purpose so that our owners in the top 1 percentile make a great deal of money in the stock market while destroying Main Street. But here's the biggest problem. I always tell you, everybody always asks the question, when do you think the stock market will crash? And if you follow, every Friday night I post a video for everybody. You don't have to be a gang member on my YouTube channel. The unfolding of the stock market crash. Every Friday, I review the week, and I pick out those things of the week that are giving us good clues that the market is coming to a crash. But I said this morning to my members, I said, think about this for a moment. I said to you, you're going to know when the market will crash, just like the same time we knew back with the housing con, when that crashed. The day that the husband and wife sit down at the end of the month and they say, oh my God, we got to make a decision here. We either pay our mortgage payment or our credit card payment. We can't pay both. When that occurs, the market will have the biggest crash in history. And it's coming very close to that. But wait a minute, but what's going on here? Something that never happened before. With all this printing of money in this stimulus, I mean, just think about it. If you go back to the year 2020, when we had the crash, February 2020, they printed $7 trillion. $7 trillion. That's crazy. That's just nuts. There was a 47% increase from the previous year to prop up the market. To prop up the market with quantitative easing. Print all this money to go and buy treasuries to keep interest rates at zero. So the banks can take that money and support the corporations so they can go do stock buybacks. So the debt has been tremendous. But all of this money, the other thing, think about a lot of this money, what they're doing, Main Street sits there and they're getting money too. Think of the programs, what they're doing for Main Street. Now, as I said, when they say, we got to make a decision, what do we pay and who don't we pay, that's when the market crashes. But what we're finding out now is, what are they doing? Well, the government is taking care of them. If they're behind on their mortgage payment, the government takes care of them, sends them a check. If they're behind on the utilities, the government sends them a check. So we aren't getting to that point where someone says, we got to make a decision, hon. We got a problem here. It's the end of the month. We don't have enough money. What do we pay? Now they sit down and say, gee, we don't have enough money. Did the check come in yet? Did the stimulus check come in yet? And that's what's going on. This is crazy. It's nuts. They started this out with the Trump Cares Act. I mean, think of the supplement programs they had. They had the coronavirus I can't say the word. Preparedness Response Supplemental Appropriations Act, March 6, 2020. Then they had the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, March 18, 2020. More money. Then they had another one, Coronavirus Aid Relief Economic Securities Act, i.e. CARES Act, March 27, 2020. Then they had the Paycheck Protection Program Healthcare Enhancement Act, April 24th. This was just under Trump. Those last four were almost $4 trillion they printed. So see what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm saying is they're stalling this out. They're taking this crash and expanding it out in time because people don't have to make that decision. Look at the $10 billion they printed and sent to people so they could, when their mortgage was in arrears, their mortgage payment, they printed $10 billion and sent that money to people who were in arrears with their mortgage payment or their rental payment, who were in arrears with their utilities, who were in arrears with their TV, their cable, or whatever. So are we getting to the point? And we got, of course, Bernie Sanders, the Marxist, who he's going to really ramp things up.
Eliminate student debt.
Bernie Sanders would spend even more. He'd forgive all student debt.
We must make public colleges and universities tuition free.
We're up to $220 billion per year.
So when the husband and the wife sit down and say, they don't have to say, gee, should we pay our mortgage payment, our credit card, our student loan, or should we forget the credit card, or should we forget the student loan or the mortgage payment? They don't have to worry because they're going to send them a check. They're going to send them a check. What are you, nuts?
All the Democrats also want to give Medicare to people who came here illegally.
We have got to pass a Medicare for all single-payer system.
Bernie's plan would cost even more.
Under our plan, people go to any doctor they want, any hospital they want.
Sanders says it would cost $30 to $40 trillion.
So think about this. So health care. So the education, never mind what it's costing, $280 billion for the education program he wants to put in place. And remember, he's in charge now, and he can do this. He wants to put another $3 trillion per year into health care. Climate change, $500 billion. Welfare, $158 billion. This is nuts. This is crazy. More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgate.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Now let's be careful.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgate.com. Now, here's Phil.
Senator Sanders wants to increase food stamps, expand Social Security benefits, and guarantee everyone a government job.
Right, and remember this. He's talking about, I forget what they label it, but that everyone is going to get a paycheck of $11,000 a year, and you don't have to work to get that. And all the illegals who are coming over that we're looking at on TV every night, they're going to get a check. He's proposing every illegal gets a check, $11,000 a year. So everybody gets a base pay of $11,000 a year. Now you think this is crazy, but remember who he is. He's the most powerful man in Washington. He's the chairman of our budget committee. And the socialist Democrats control everything. And hopefully until the midterms. But they control everything. So when you hear what he's going to do, he wants to spend $280 billion on education, free community college for everybody, including the illegals, which part of this new bill, remember, we got this new $6 trillion infrastructure, which only $1 trillion is infrastructure, $5 trillion is a welfare program, okay, a wish list. And in that program, he's going to give all those illegals coming over amnesty, so they'll start voting as Democrats because he's going to give them. If you just came over the border last night, and he's going to, this goes through, this reconciliation bill, which it may go through, everybody gets a free pass. They become a citizen. So they're going to be entitled to $280 billion education, free college. They're going to print $40 trillion for free health care. They're going to print $500 billion a year for climate change, all this green crap. They're going to print another $10 billion a year for food stamps to take care of all these illegals coming over. They're going to print another $19 billion and another $158 billion for government jobs, so they can employ all these people. And again, here's what I'm saying to you. The question everybody asks me, look, my members will never have to worry about knowing when the market's going to crash. We can stay in the tech stocks, we can stay in the bank stocks, we can stay in our oil service stocks, we can stay in our gold stocks, either short or long. We'll never get hurt. We'll always know when to get out of the market. Better short it when it goes down. We always, and my members will tell you, I'm not BSing you. My members will tell you. And you look, if you join the gang for 10 days, you'll find out on your own. 10 days free. Find out. That the way we teach and the way we teach our charting is that in the way our charts are set up, again, the charting system that we do have, the color-coded chart, that's ours. That's patent. Nobody else has it. It gives you a heads up. It gives you an advance. It gives you a call to action. You'll go from, if you're green, your candlesticks are green, all of a sudden, boom, they'll change yellow. Call to action. So the situation is this. I've been saying all along, this market with all this printing of money, remember, you don't grow an economy printing money. That's how it works. You don't grow an economy. See, Sanders came out and said the reason that we had a 8% GDP growth in the first quarter, 6% GDP growth in the second quarter because of all these programs, because of all these welfare programs. No, that's a total lie. It's because of stimulus. You don't get growth from printing $280 billion for an education program, printing $40 trillion for free health care, another $500 billion for health, climate change, or $10 billion a year for welfare. That's not that doesn't grow an economy. That's a lie. It grows a market, a stock market, but the stock market's not the economy. Even though they try to convince you, the fake Business News Network every day try to convince you that the stock market represents the health of the economy. No, it doesn't. All they're doing is printing all this money, creating all this inflation, which inflates all the prices of everything. You saw what lumber went up, still expensive. You saw what coffee went up to 45%. That's all because they're purposely inflating all the prices, because it inflates what? It inflates the assets of the 1 percentile. What's that? Stocks. What else? Metals. What else? Art. They have all kinds of beautiful art, these people. Exclusive real estate. So they're purposely creating inflation by printing all this money for all these programs. I mean, look at the money they gave out. So the people are maybe at a point now, or for a while, they don't have to choose between, do I pay my student loan or our mortgage or our car payment or our credit card? Because whatever one they can't pay, the government is going to send them money to pay for it. That's what Bernie Sanders is trying to do. I mean, Comrade Bernie Sanders, I mean, he's saying the country prospered in the first and second quarter. The GDP was 8% and 6%, respectfully, as a result of government printing and spending. No! Government cannot spend its way to prosperity. It has failed every time. It's failed every time. In fact, the most frightful words you'll ever hear: I am from the government. I am here to help. That's Reagan's quote. There's another one. Also, they are going. The Federal Reserve promises they're going to hold inflation at 2%, when right now real inflation is 15%. So the point I'm making is all this money, and they're going to continue to do this, and all it's going to do is keep pushing the stock market up. And if people keep getting, look at the American Rescue Plan: $2,000 a month for adults, $1,000 per child, $600 a week for supplemental unemployment benefits. Additional $300 per child. I mean, I'll go. It's unbelievable. More on this when I get back, and let's talk about some stocks. What stocks should be in to make money?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Is at 118, correct? So 118.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Okay, so let's talk about making money. So here's what we do know. We know that Bernie Sanders, and we know if you go back from start at 2020 when we had the crash and the pandemic started. Well, we know they spent $6 trillion in 2020. That was 47% more than the previous year, but nobody cares. Okay? And our revenue keeps declining. We're spending far more than the revenues that we're taking in. And nobody cares because you don't have to care anymore. Because remember, when we ran deficits before, you have to pay them. You got to pay. When you spend more than you take in, you can't just hang. You got to borrow money or print money. You got to pay those off. But nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. They just keep printing money. So they printed the stimulus. They had the Stimulus Spending Act, the Stimulus Tax Relief Act, the Stimulus Proposal Infrastructure Act, all these different acts. Okay, now that was under the President Trump. Okay, now comes in Biden, and he starts with the American Rescue Plan. The American Rescue Plan. Now remember what that included when he came in. He starts printing money. $2,000 a month for adults, $1,000 for children. $600 a week, that was the supplemental unemployment benefit. Remember, the people that only get $300 a week, the federal government said, oh, no, we're going to give you $300 on top of the $300 you're getting from your state. And nobody cared. They kept printing. And, oh, by the way, we're going to give you $300 extra every month per child. Then they said, oh, people are missing their rent payments. Oh, my God, we got to take care of them. So they printed $10 billion to take care of the people who missed their rent payment, who missed their mortgage payment, who missed their utility payment, even their association fees. I think even their clubhouse, golf course fees. They're printing for everything. Now from February 19th to June 23, they spent $500 billion, went to security dealers, stockbrokers, because they're in trouble. Nobody was buying stocks. They printed another $500 billion to go to the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve needed $500 billion. They printed another $2 trillion to buy treasuries to keep rates at zero. They purchased another one. They printed another $1 trillion to do mortgage-backed securities. They bought those from the mortgages from the banks to keep them alive and put them on their balance sheet, the Federal Reserve. Then the Federal Reserve printed another $5 trillion. And, corporations are in trouble? Oh, my God, we'll help you out. Let's print another $5 trillion. And they go to the corporations that are in trouble. Instead of letting them go bankruptcy, they say, oh, no, don't worry, don't go into bankruptcy. We're going to buy all your debt from you. Here's $5 trillion. We'll buy it. And now they got $5 trillion to go do more stock buybacks, keep the company alive while the CEO and the biggest shareholders get rich. That's the 1%. Oh, the government's in trouble. Then let's print another $6 trillion and we'll bail out the government. So the Federal Reserve prints $6 trillion, goes to the United States government and says, we'll buy your debt down. We're going to buy your debt down. So they buy the debt down. But remember this. This does not stimulate this country's way into prosperity. It puts us into debt, and it creates such bad inflation that is killing Main Street. Because remember, they have no assets, so it kills Main Street. Their dollar is going down in value, which is done on purpose because that means our government, their dollars are going down in value, which means if they owe China money, they owe China and Japan and the Saudis money. Remember, if the dollar's going down in value, the money they owe to China, Japan, the Saudis also go down. So instead of paying, like I said yesterday, if the dollar goes down 20% and they owe China $1 trillion, they now owe only $800 billion. So now where I'm going with all this, they just keep printing when they need it. So what is this doing? It's making the guys in the stock market incredibly wealthy, because as long as they keep printing money, the yields, interest rates go down. And what's been going straight up since 2013? 6 stocks. Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, Amazon. That's been driving the whole stock market. So what do you do now? Well, now it's interesting, because now what's happening is that we're at a point where the yields have gone down to 113 basis point. And guess what? If you go and take a look at Apple should be at $160 today. It's $147. What's going on? The yields, let me check again, make sure. The yield's only 118 basis points. Do you know what that means? Apple should be soaring, making an all-time new high, but it's not. What's going on? Microsoft should be blasting off. Microsoft should have broke out to a new high today above 290. It's a 286. It should be at 295 rated, but it's not happening. So what's going on? If you look at Netflix, it's crushed. If you look at Amazon, it's gotten crushed. It went from $3,780 a share to $3,357 a share. So Amazon's getting crushed. JP Morgan, Facebook is getting crushed. So the only stocks that are doing well right now are Apple and Microsoft, but I wouldn't buy either one until the Qs, please, if you're a gang member or not, remember this. You got to now, remember I said you got to hold at 365? Well, that's not good enough anymore. That's not good enough anymore. because there's no volume. Volume's terrible. So it's been holding out at 365 for the last 3-4 days. But now it's having trouble breaking out. It's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The last 9 trading days, tomorrow will be 10 trading days, two trading weeks, they were unable to break out of $369. The Qs can't break out of $369. Let me count the days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 days. Tomorrow will be 10 days. There'll be 2 trading weeks. They have not been able to break out. When's the last time you've seen it? Never. They always break out. Now, let's go back to the banks. Now, the banks are in trouble now, too, right? Because the banks, look how bad the banks are doing. Because the lower the yields go, the banks don't go up. The banks need high yields. So today, they started to run the yields back up, trying to move them back up from 117 basis points back up to 130. They couldn't do it. So the banks are in trouble. So they couldn't run the yields back up to help the banks out. So the banks, don't be in bank stocks right now. Take your profits, your bank stocks, you're going to get screwed, because even as they tried to move the yields up, they weren't reacting. And when the yields were staying low, the big techs aren't reacting. So we got a problem here. What's the problem? All this printing of money since 2008. It's finally catching up. But if this weekend, people went home this weekend and are paying their bills and they said, oh, honey, I don't know if we can pay, we got to make a decision. Do we pay our credit card, or do we pay our student loan, or do we pay our mortgage? That would be it. Just like what happened in the housing crash. We'd come in Monday, the market would be down 1,500 points. That's the end of the market would crash 70%. But why isn't that happening? It's not happening because what is the government doing? They're coming in and paying. They're printing because we got Comrade Sanders sitting there, head of the budget committee, and he's going to print $200 billion for education. Going to print healthcare. Don't have to worry about your healthcare. If people miss their healthcare payments, they'll take care of it. They're going. I mean, so in welfare, he's going to do 158 more billion in welfare, or he's going to do. Let's see, what a week. I think maybe it's 10 billion a week for welfare programs. So all you got to do is sit back in this market and you just wait. So what does that mean? Wait. If the yields keep going down and you don't see Apple and Microsoft break out and run, then you go and you look at the banks and the yields go up and the banks aren't breaking out, then we just turn around and we get ready. My members are going to make a boatload of money when the market starts going down. If they artificially push the market back up by getting these yields back up and the big tech takes the lead like they've done since 2008, then let's keep buying the big tech. You just need somebody to help you, to tell you which one you should be in, when to get in, when to get out. And that's what we do. Try it for 10 days free. PhilsGang.com, sign up for the Working Investor Group.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back. Here's what nobody's going to tell you. You're not going to hear on any fake business news network. They're spending all this money. They know inflation's at 15%, not 2%, which they tell you. And they're doing that for two reasons. One, the more inflation, the more the rich get richer. Because the 1 percentile, when inflation goes up big like it's doing, it raises all the values of their assets, whether it's stocks, artwork, plutonium, platinum, whatever they have, diamonds, all the different exclusive real estate. They're making a fortune. Remember what I told you, the billionaires, when the market went up 113% from March 2020 to March 2021, if you were a billionaire, you made $1.7 billion extra because the inflation pushed up those stock prices and their assets. What does that do to Main Street? It screws Main Street because they have no assets, just their job. Their wages aren't going up, and the dollars in their pocket and their paycheck, remember, gets devalued. The more inflation goes up, the more their dollars get destroyed. They go down in value. They need more dollars to purchase what they purchased just 2 weeks ago. But they're subsidizing them, Bernie Sanders is, and the socialists, with all these social programs. So they haven't yet had to make that decision, what payment don't they pay? But it's coming. In the meantime, why don't we just keep making money? If they're going to keep doing this, and let's say the crash extends out for another 6-7 months because of they're going to get. Remember I told you they're going to now do all kinds of more spending, more money's going to be printed and going out there. They don't care. And Democrats don't care. Republicans don't care. They're on the same side in this. They want inflation because look at Nancy Pelosi. Her net worth in stocks in 1 year went from 40 million to 100 million. That's all because of inflation. So the idea of them telling you, we're here to fight inflation. We're here to fight inflation. No, they're not. They're here to screw you, and they win. But why don't you be on the winning side with us? Because we just have to determine which stocks, what group is going to go up based on the inflation that they're creating. Now, the two leading groups are banks. That's where you make all your money, and you make your money in tech, big tech, Apple, Microsoft, you know them all. So join my gang. We will always be in the right stock. And no matter how much they destroy Main Street, it doesn't matter. The market will keep going up until that point that even when they start sending the money to cover their mortgage payments, their rent payments, and their buy them a toothbrush and food, and at one point it doesn't work anymore because that's not growing an economy. You grow an economy how? Through hard work. You grow an economy through taking money, printing that money, and plowing it back into business investment, so that the guy who works at a factory produces more, his wages go up, his standard of living goes up, he spends more. That's how America was the best country in the world. But they don't do that anymore. They just say, stay at home. Don't worry. We're going to spend, Sanders saying, don't worry. We're going to give you free college. Why do you have to work? We're going to, remember when Nancy Pelosi told everybody who was working just had jobs to be covered by insurance. If you're working just to cover your family's insurance, leave, go home, play the piano. We're going to give you free Obamacare. Remember? They're doing the same thing now. Because they want to give all this money, to all the illegals that are coming in, so they'll become Democrats. They'll become voters. So they're going to print right now $10 billion extra a year for food stamps. They're printing right now $19 billion more for Social Security. They're printing now $158 billion for government jobs, so they can give these illegals, once they give them amnesty, a job at the White House. But it shouldn't make any difference to you and me as long as we make money. And if you join me and you join my gang and my team, we'll always be in those right stocks. We'll always have the right portfolio. And we'll prove that to you in 10 days. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And then the other exciting thing is when this does all blow up, and if you're telling me you don't think it's going to blow up, are you nuts? You don't think all this free money, all this inflation, everything they're doing right now, printing, which they're telling you is growing the economy, it's growing debt. Our debt, do you know our debt ratio to GDP is at 125%? Most people don't even know what that means. That means instead of somebody blowing you up with one stick of dynamite, they're going to use 20,000 sticks of dynamite. So think of the market, okay? And they're going to blow you up with 20,000 sticks of dynamite. But in the meantime, you don't have to worry because the government's giving you money. If you fall behind in your rent or toothpaste, or if you want to go rollerblading, they'll buy you a pair of rollerblades. You know, whatever you want, Bernie's going to take care of you. And they take in work ethic right out of the equation. Who wants to work? Just stay home, right? So the rich are getting richer, poor are getting poor, but why don't you be on the right side of this? No sense just sitting there worrying. My members don't have to worry. We're going to be on the right side of this transaction. We'll be back into the tech stocks when they're supposed to be. We'll be back into bank stocks when we're supposed to be. We'll be back into industrials. We'll be back into material stocks. We'll be back into healthcare stocks. If yields keep going up, you want to be in healthcare stocks as well as big tech stocks. XLV is the symbol. We'll help you all this. Just help St. Jude a little bit. That's all. That's it. So, listen to this.
And more NASA funding. How can we afford this? America's already $22 trillion in debt. $150,000 for every taxpayer.
No, it's 28 trillion. We're going to pretty soon we're going to be at near 30 trillion. How can we afford it? They're asking, how can you afford it? Everybody laughs. Print more money. That's how you can afford it. Just print.
Federal Reserve lent $500 billion to securities dealers, $500 billion to foreign central banks, bought $2 trillion of treasury securities, another $1 trillion of...
All that, they printed that money to do all that. Isn't it amazing?
The tools of the Fed worked through the Wall Street banks, and in so doing, were disproportionately benefiting the wrong people.
Yes, but the people on Main Street are getting screwed. They don't know they're getting screwed yet because they keep getting these checks in the mail. Now, each one of their kids, the guy's got 3 kids, he's getting 3 checks, $300, $900 a month. And here's the thing, the checks aren't going to the kids. They're going to the adults. Probably a lot of these adults are taking the money and going to the bar. We don't know. Isn't that stupid? Sending these checks just home? I'm not saying all parents do that. Of course not. I got some wonderful parents. But there's that group of parents, okay, who's staying home, and he's going to get that check. He may not help his kids out.
Has growth slowed, and do you have any visibility about the year ahead?
Yeah, no, it definitely is not slowed.
Growth hasn't slowed. You know what they're looking at? The 6% and the 8% for the first quarter, 6% for the second quarter. It's all BS. That's not growth. You don't get growth from stimulus, from printing money and sticking it into the economy. That's not growth. You get growth from business investment. That's called a bubble, the 6% and 8%. And by the way, the 6 and 8%, that's annual. Let's take the 6%. Even if it was 8%, that's only 2.2%, the real GDP for the quarter. But everybody hears 8%, and they think, oh, the GDP for the quarter is 8%. No, that's an annual number. But they don't tell you that. But you don't need to worry about any of that. You don't need to worry about any of that either. And here, this poor guy.
My question is on MKSI. I need your help.
I don't understand why the stock is so cheap. It is exactly in the sweet spot of semiconductors. I think it is a buy. I got to do a piece on it. This thing is really good.
Really good. If you looked at this on my chart, MKSI, I wouldn't give this to any one of my members. That'd be, are you kidding? You would never buy this stock right now. Never. Just like UMC, remember? UMC, when he was hurting that guy that called in and he asked about UMC, said buy it, and the guy's getting killed. I said, we'll take the stock over and trade it, and we're up 15% right now in that stock. He's buying this stock when it's telling you not to buy it on my chart. Join my gang, free, for 10 days. Sign up with Working Investor Group. See you on the charts. Please remember the kids at St. Jude
Listening to Phil's
Hospital.
Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make